Hello everyone. I'm going to make a little short video here continuing on. At this point I have assumed you made your map in the mission editor, and now I'm going to show you how to open it in the regular editor. And as I say, you double click on your Steam icon, go up under Library, Games, go to America's Army Proving Grounds, right click, Launch Game Editor, and as it opens up you can shut down your Steam window, go to Editor, and of course, like I said, I've assumed you've already went to this and just laid out your basic map: small, medium, large, flow, BDX, VIP, whatever you choose. I do have a VIP map that I'm experimenting with, and that's what we'll go to. I will go to the advanced editor, and of course that's because I have extra packages. You will not get that because unless you have brought other maps in, and there are duplicates that are in a file, and that's what that's showing me. Okay, and it opens up, and here's your browser. Always go to fully load. If your browser's not open, it should be down here in the corner. This is a blank map. There's absolutely nothing here. If for some reason your browser isn't open, go up here next to the binoculars. You'll see Open Content Browser, which it's already open down here, so it didn't pop up. Go to AA Game, right click, fully load, and it will take a little time. Depends on your system. I'm running like 16 gigabytes of RAM. I'm using an SSD drive. I have a gaming board, like an i5 or i6 or something like that. So, you know, it's all depends on that. I was looking for concrete pieces here, so as you see up here under search, I have CONC, and that's why I have that. So if I delete that out, it goes to this. Okay, I closed the content browser down, minimized it, go up here under File, Open, and you should have a game, Unpublished, Cooked PC, Maps, Mission Editor, Saves, and that's where you would find your map. And here's my map. I called it Airport. Don't worry about things like this that show up because that's just all editor issues. And here we go. I'll go up and let you see. I've already started working on this. I made kind of like a runway in the middle, and I can show you how I did that. I will, if you want to find something in here and you have no idea where it is, okay, I click on this, which highlights it. Like I say, you always want to set up things. You see how I move my mouse and it kind of illuminates the thing that I'm going to touch. Okay, it's up here under view somewhere. You need to look in these settings. I always set my drag grid to 1. That's the smallest amount it moves each time, or the maximum amount. The rotation grid, I put it to 2.8, which is the smallest degree. I don't have enable rotation snap to grid on. This gives you the ability to stop halfway if you choose. Otherwise, it's going to snap to the next grid line because everything is a square grid. If you ever look, grid scale 1%. You want to have show transform widget on. Allow translucent selection. I'm thinking that's what this is here that I was showing you. Allow group selection. You want to put draw brush marker polys on. Um, that's pretty much off the top of my head what I see. I have made, other comments in the other videos. Okay, so I got this highlighted. This is the widget. If you hit the space bar, you'll see the widget changes. This is an enlarge tool. I can make it bigger, smaller, whatever I choose to do. This here widget just lets you move anywhere you want. The arrows literally take you up, down, direction that you choose to go. This will rotate, okay? And this one here will do things like this. Generally, you're going to want to keep it right there. And I'm just going to delete this out now just to show you something. So I highlighted it by left clicking. I right click and I went to cut and it removed it. Okay, I'm going to make another one. So I highlight this. I hold down my Alt key. I grab an arrow in the arrow and I move it. And it just made a duplicate. And as just showed you before, you can do whatever you want with that from that point. Okay, there you go. Also, what I'm going to, just give you a look at the map, just review some things. These are all the things that are put in by the editor when you make your map to give you some choices. And these are your blocking volumes here to stop those. Do you see how that has that red hue to that? That is that poly brush markers turned on, and this little thing that says toggle brush polygons needs to be highlighted, and that will give you the red box. So if I lifted this up or down, I could make the red disappear and I'd know I was at the surface level. Okay, another little trick here quick. Let's say you highlight this. You don't know where you got that from. Right click on it. Find in content browser. Click on that. Bring up your content browser and there it is right there. Yellow box around it means that it's selected in the content browser. Okay, so let's minimize this. Like I say, I'm just kind of working on this. I'm getting rid of things I don't want. I'm not going to want this here. So as you see now, it's blue. It's highlighted. I don't think I'm going to want these. So now here's the way to do things in group, and you can do this with anything because I have that selected where it says lock prefabs from selection. That could be it. Allow group selection. Allow group selection. That's what that is. So since I highlighted this one, the control and the Alt key are used quite a bit in this. So if I hold, as you see, I have that, I'm on that next thing. If I hold the control key down and I click on it, now it's highlighted also. And if I just keep holding the control key and click on items, as you see, as they light up, they are selected. Okay. Now I just right click, cut, and they're removed. As you see these shadows, this has to do with the lighting and will change when you rebuild. And like I say, I just keep highlighting things that I don't want. I want to get rid of. Cut. As you see, these are all different structures. I could use this for anything I want. I doesn't have to be used for those pipes. I could, if I chose, I could put it this way. I could, do whatever I wanted with it. by hitting the space bar, changing my options. I mean, I can do all kinds of things with it. You make it appear that it's halfway in the ground. That's all about the creativity of how you want to do things. So, it's totally up to you. Let's just flip it over. So we flipped it over. Let's rotate it so we can see it. And I want to level it out a little bit. Like I say, I can use this to appear to be anything I choose. I mean, if I choose, I can just run it down. Now it's a fence post. I mean, there's a lot of options to do with things, and like I said, that is totally up to again, control, multiple click. Get rid of things I don't need. I'm not going to use, or I really haven't decided what I'm going to use yet. This is just a new build. So, like I say, I'm just starting it. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make an airport of some type. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm not sure what these things are called. So let me go look under static meshes. See if I can find what I'm looking for here. Bear with me, it could take a little bit of time. Back to AA game gives you the whole hierarchy over here of the list. So I'm just going to kind of scroll down. I'm thinking about making this an airport, like a fire base, and the VIP will have to get across the airstrip. But I think I'm going to animate a airplane taking off, landing, something like that. Not exactly sure. Just like I say, sometimes with things it's better to have a rough idea on what you're looking for, but I really don't know what these items are called. So I kind of just got to scroll down and look. There's all kinds of crates and different things. These here are, when you see these blue squares, that's built with a builder brush. That's just basic material that you can put any surface on it that you want. It's a very powerful tool when you make those. I mean, you can pretty much make anything you want out of them. Here's a jet. We could put the jet on the runway. Let's do that. I'm going to make it an inner actor because I know I'm going to use it for making a matinee. As you see the different colors highlight, I turned it. There we go. We got a jet on our runway now. I know I'm going to use that in the future. Some of these things are animated, like that here. You see it spinning. It's already animated. You don't have to learn how to do that. You can use it in your map as you choose. There it is right there. I knew it was called a HESCO. I should have thought of that. Okay. Those are just regular static meshes. And this is going to be, let's say this is going to be a fire base scenario. Now, like I said, you want to duplicate things, hold down your Alt key, and just slide it over. So I put it there. You have to release your Alt key to do it again. And I can just make as many of these as I want. Now, another nice little trick. Let me make another one. Okay. So let's say you want to duplicate more than one. Hold down Control. Now hold down your Alt key. And I have 5 of them. And you can just keep doing that as long as you want. It's all about using the tool, understanding how to use it. And I guess there would be some creativity in here somewhere. So this is just some basic things. I just wanted to show you a few little basics again, move you along a little farther. You know, if you've made your own mission to start, and I'd say you definitely need to go to the advanced editor no matter what. Again, I'm going to hold down Control, and I'm just going to select these. Okay. Now I'm going to push the Alt key down, and I'm just going to drag that over. And as you see now, I've just duplicated. Spent a lot less effort than just putting individuals there. Starting to look like a runway. I don't know, pretty soon I'll have to put a tower in. Definitely going to use one tank as a fuel tank. Put it over here somewhere. I'm going to get rid of all this other stuff. I'm going to get rid of all the buildings out of the background. And just start creating what I want it to look like, and figure out the gameplay. As we see right now, we have a VIP here, and we have our spawn points. Not exactly sure how I'm going to lay this out. Here's your let me highlight that. This is your extract point. I'm not sure where I'm going to put that yet, but right now let's just park it over there. So there's the VIP, there's his backup, and there is the enemy team. So right now I just have to start figuring how I want to do this. Okay, I'm just going to try to keep making little small videos, give you a little idea. As you see, I've been deleting here, things floating in the air. And, you know, like I said, I definitely want to just control and just keep getting rid of things that I know I'm not going to use. It is easier actually to bring some things back in. As you see, I just clicked on this one here. Let me just unclick. As you see, those are all built together. So one click and they all highlight. These here, that's another one. That's the way they built it in the editor. These are individuals. So unless I control and click on them, I can't, do multiples. So I do that, cut, get rid of them. Like I said, I'm just going to go through, get rid of what I don't want. And I can tell you right now, I am going to move things. This is the border. As you see, this is a border. And it's called a blocking volume. You wouldn't be able to get past that. I know I'm going to start getting rid of things, like I said, that I don't want. So as I do that, I'll start making decisions on things that I do want. Always watch what you click, because right there I think I hit the landscape, and when I would have went to cut, it would have cut. or it would have given me a warning that it was a very large amount. What you want to do is go up here and you see you have your back arrows, undo the last action, redo previous, undone. Those are some of your basic functions in a lot of your programs. So another little trick, let's say we were down here working on something. Let's say I want to work on this. I just want to do something to it. That's too large. Let's get rid of that one. I got it highlighted. Let's just get it out of there. Okay, let's say I wanted to work on this yellow buoy here. Okay, well, let's say it's in the middle of a bunch of other things. Or let's this is a better example. Let's take this buoy and let's move it inside of there. Okay. Now you can't see that right now. If you go down here you can, but it's kind of difficult to work. And if you go like this, you go too high. Okay, let's say you're working on something and you don't want to, it gets too hard, it gets in your way. So see how I highlighted that? I'm not going to delete it because I want this building, but I want to work on what's inside. You have select over here, it says show selected only. It says hide selected, invert selection, which I'm not sure what that's all about, and show all. So if I say hide selected and I click on that, as you see that's selected, it's no longer in your view. Now I can go down here and say, hey, I want this thing over this way. Which in gameplay, when you run in there, I want it to be, the way I wanted it, but I couldn't see it, I'll get in there. So now I put it where I want it, and I go back over here, and I click Show All, and it just comes back. It's not technically deleted, it's just hidden. You have to learn these terms and understand how to use them, and that'll help you a lot in the editor. Okay, thank you, and I'll try to make some more to show you some other